Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, traders from across the globe, and welcome to the 1976th edition of Short Term Trading Live with Oscar. Traders, remember, you can find me in a live trading room. It is free for you to enter at livewithoscar.com. No credit cards are necessary. However, before we do any of that, let me remind you, futures trading is extremely risky, as is stock trading, ETF trading, options trading, you name it. If you trade today with the insane volatility out there, it is extremely risky. Please put your stops in, put them in first. Never trade without risk capital. You can absolutely afford to lose. And join me at livewithoscar.com so I can help keep you in tune and in check during these crazy rough and tumble market moves. So, traders, you are looking at the E-mini S&P. I am coming to you, by the way, from a hotel room on Staten Island this evening, or I should say tomorrow morning, Monday morning. I transfer to Manhattan, and I will be there enjoying my time with my wonderful daughter, Natalie. So you won't see me back in this trading room for another 3 or 4 days. However, I wanted to update you with what I'm seeing in the market since I've been out. Now, traders, I've been out for the last 4 days, and boy, oh boy, have these markets got clobbered in the last 4 days. But before you start thinking the top is in, let me remind you of a couple of things. First of all, tariffs tend to bring market pullbacks. 2018 tariff brought us this. The first round of tariffs in 2018 when we first announced it, then we moved forward. If you recall, the second round of tariffs a few months ago caused this, and it held and broke out. And we just received a third round of tariffs that start next month on this day, and the crack began. But remember, the crack didn't put the top in here. It didn't put the top in the last time we had tariffs, and I don't know if it's going to put the top in yet. I'm not calling top yet. I don't think the market's called it. Here's what I want to remind you. Look at this E-mini S&P chart, and that should say U for September, not M for June. This is the September E-mini S&P chart. Let me just show you this channel because you have to stare at it and see what it is. You see this big blue channel? Well, last round of tariffs brought us to the bottom of this channel. The first round of tariffs brought us to the bottom of this channel. The second round of tariffs brought us to the bottom of this channel. Look at where we are now. We are right at the channel. It is being tested. Will it hold? Complete question mark. Should it hold? I think after it gets penetrated a little, it will hold because that's what it's done in the past. I'm not telling you not to be short. I want to point something out to you that I noticed while I'm away from markets on vacation. I'm not trading this, but I know you are. So here it is. You see this killer channel? Well, it's about to be tested on Monday. If it breaks just a little and gets back above, that channel has held and the street will recognize it. I'm not saying it will hold. I'm telling you, keep your eyes open on Monday. I won't be there, but you will. Keep your eyes open on this E-mini S&P channel. Now, let's look at the same channel in the NASDAQ. Here's your NASDAQ channel. It is the same thing, but we haven't reached it yet. And NASDAQ's a bit more of a crazy mover, right? It's got bigger volatility. The volatility in the moves of NASDAQ are grander than S&P, so you can see it running down and getting to this line. Maybe it will, maybe it'll hold, maybe it won't. I want you to see it for yourselves, okay? So NASDAQ's going to run down and test that line. E-mini S&P has already come down to test the line. May break it, may not. May only break it for a day. Just keep this in mind for your own personal trading over the next few days while I'm away. Once again, back to NASDAQ. So the NASDAQ has the same channel, but we haven't actually hit it yet. We expect to come down and hit that channel. So there should be a little more downside action. Don't forget, tariffs do create pullbacks, but they don't create tops from what we've seen lately. So please remember this. Again, I'm not trading this week, and I didn't want to stay away all week without showing you what I've noticed. I'm not telling you not to sell it. I'm just telling you watch out if we hold this channel line. Watch out, especially if this channel line does not get breached in the E-mini S&P. If this doesn't get breached, you really have something to watch out for. But one quick breach of the channel does not mean it's going to stay under it, so please keep that in mind. And then I wanted to show you one more chart because I find it quite interesting. And that is your Bitcoin. Traders, I've been using this Bitcoin chart ever since the futures started trading in Chicago a year ago, a little over a year ago. It's the exact same chart. I've been following it ever since. And I've told you that Bitcoin works really well inside of channels. Look at this red channel here on the way down when we were having our disastrous year in Bitcoin. And it kept dropping. But then it went into this green channel, which you can see here, the big green channel. And that started to hold, and that's when Omni started to give us projections. And if you recall, and you can go back in my videos and check, once we got into this blue channel, I gave a projection for Bitcoin to hit 14,000. It actually rallied all the way to 13,915 with the call of 14,000. We put in this thing that I like to call a continuation pattern, which is a little baby head and shoulders that is not a topping pattern, and it did work. We continued to move higher. We have come back to the channel. Channels work well in this Bitcoin market. And now my new projection, Omni target for Bitcoin is 17,000. I'm not telling you that'll be tomorrow, but when I told you that 14,000 was the target down here, it got to 13,915. I am telling you now that 17,000 is the Omni target, and we're trading at 11,000. We'll see what happens, 11,800. So I wanted to show you those three charts. I am not telling you that the market can't go lower. I'm pointing out that even when it goes lower from tariffs, it doesn't continue in that direction for too long. So we'll play it one day at a time. Remember, I will not be at Live with Oscar for the next couple of days. I will, I'll do a drive-by every now and then. I'll be monitoring the chat room. The rest of the crew is certainly running my Omni, and they're there at the office, and they're running my show, and you can always call. But personally, I will not be there. I'm not quite sure what that is, kids. Let me see if I can get rid of that for you. Personally, I won't be there for a few more days. I'm in New York City going to see Queen on Tuesday night. I'm enjoying myself, but I felt a little guilty for not getting in touch with my crowd and showing them what I'm looking at, what I'm paying attention to, what the Omni is noticing. So here it is, kids. You've seen the S&P, you've seen the NASDAQ, and here is your Bitcoin. Remember, join me at livewithoscar.com. When I'm back next week, I will certainly be in that trading room all the time like you can usually find me. And remember to keep your emotions out of trading, especially while I'm on vacation. Remember, say this to yourselves every morning, every afternoon, every evening, and you know what that is. Stops are in. Emotions are out. Rock and roll traders, I will see you all at livewithoscar.com. Thank you so much for tuning in. Put your stops in first, and please be careful out there.